All right, Rich, episode 41 of By the Numbers. What have we got on the docket tonight?
We got The Tank. We have Double on Trial. My mind's blanking. Barbie.
Well, no wonder.
VHS 85.
Yep. And The Burial.
And The Burial. Which one of these will be our number one movie? Tune in and find out.
Who knows?
And we got somebody special joining us.
And we have a special guest, my brother.
Oh my God, I'm special. Holy shit.
Special. He's
I've
in the house.
Special ed before. I've never been just special, you know.
Special, yeah.
You're special, my friend.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
All right. Here we go. Rolling the titles. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us for the Faces for Radio podcast, where we present By the Numbers, where we're taking new releases, video, streaming, or theater. We review them. We like them or hate them. We let you know what we thought. I'm your host, David, a.k.a. the 4K Lowedown, and my co-host is...
Rich, a.k.a. TwitterFan77.
Awesome. And our special guest is...
Oh, I'm just John.
Just John.
Special John.
Special John.
Special John.
Wait, that sounded bad.
I'm Special John.
Man, John.
My helmet has my name on it, and but no, John is the host for Ghosts, for Spirits and Spirits, and I almost said the Ghost for Hosts because
that was 2 weeks ago. I was the Ghost.
That actually happened. We actually said that, but we do drink. That's part of the.
Yeah, you do drink. I've seen your drunkenness.
You have
pretty funny.
You have seen my drunkenness. not smashed, but drunk. I have been. Right. I'm just going to call it socked. I have been socked.
Mm-hmm.
He's been socked.
I've been socked. So, yeah, that was bad. When I have to close one eye so I can read. So.
It tickle your brain too, all at the same time.
I didn't realize that I was knuckle deep on Instagram, tickling my brain, but apparently my brain was itchy, and it's not picking your nose; it's where you put the boogers. I'm just going to say
that is true.
Caveman saying, "Please smash the like button for these two great gentlemen." Thank you so much, Caveman. Appreciate it. He's also been a pretty heavy follower of Spirits with Spirits. He's been hanging out with us. Actually came on with us on Instagram last week.
I did check that out.
And had a good time with Caveman. I think we might see him on the show Friday.
That'd be interesting. I'd love to have Caveman join us and kind of get his reactions, because that's going to be a really good Halloween episode for us.
Yeah, tell us about your Halloween episode. Before we get started, I want to know, tell the people that don't know your show.
All right, so basically... me and Dave had our show's kind of switched up a little bit. It was more of just a paranormal discussion. Now that we do use the 4K Lowdown method with the show, we've gone to more of a paranormal review than anything else. We talk about everything paranormal, right? And when I say everything paranormal, we talk about from Bigfoot to aliens to ghosts to Loch Ness. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's out of the unnatural realm. We like to talk about it, and then we score either the location or a cryptid or a haunted object or what's going on and things like that. This week's episode is our Halloween episode. We'll be doing it on the 27th, right, Dave? That's the 27th this Friday.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, because today's 25th. That's only 2 days away. Shit.
I'm gonna say that too.
This week's was a special episode. We're not necessarily Well, I guess we are still technically reviewing things, but we're basically taking some of the creepiest internet footage out there, and we're gonna let you know how we feel about them, whether they're a trick, being that more fake or whatnot, or they're a treat that's wholly believable and at the same time unbelievable. You know, it's just one of those things that blows your mind. So it's gonna be an interesting one. Dave does all the work for this, folks.
Dave's fucking awesome, man. He's the tech
Dave is tech guru. I wish I could help him more on that, but Dave's got the cool software for that shit.
Yeah, he does.
It's coming, Dave. It's coming. I'm gonna get that software to where you don't have to bite the bullet so much and go, hey bro, I need this. Okay.
Where can we find your shows at?
You can find us at tons of places, bro. Tons of places. So we multi-stream our live broadcast to the our YouTube page, which is Spirits with Spirits. We're also on our Facebook page, which is at Spirits JD. And of course, we are also live on Twitter, Spirits with Spurt, SPRT at the end, because they only give you a certain amount of fucking characters. We've been on Twitch, we've been everywhere. Of course, we do Instagram lives usually after the show while we're getting everything going, talk about the show, talk about even future shows coming up. And then, of course, if you can't watch the live or ain't got time for the replay on those, you always have the opportunity while you're driving your car to listen to it, because we do download the audio for Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Literally, you can hear us anywhere. You can watch us anywhere. It's amazing. Then we also have this great relationship with Scare Network TV. David knows where I'm going.
I've got you, bro. I've got you.
Yeah, Dave's on it. We have a great relationship with Scare Network TV where we do weekly exclusives for them as well. So we don't talk about the same place or the same cryptid, or it's always something different from what you catch from our live. It's exclusive on there. They are a completely free site now. They are really the only true paranormal website that you can go watch multitudes of things. I mean, of course, our lovely faces are on there talking about.
Yeah, man, look at that. Look at this. The glare.
Glare. Yeah, it's so fun. But they have true crime. They got paranormal documentaries. They got horror movies, B movies. I mean, they got tons and tons of stuff, man. They got this other show that, well, they just launched Darkness in Suburbia with the launch of the new site. My Paranormal Experience just launched a new one for theirs called Malvern, which was phenomenal. And then we got, I think, 18 episodes of exclusives on there as of right now. They're still getting bugs and stuff worked out to where you'll start seeing newer episodes. I mean, me and Dave got stuff in the bank right now, but
that's awesome.
But yeah, we're me and Dave are doing a lot over here in the paranormal world. Like, if you think it's paranormal, let us know about it, because we'll look into it. We'll score it. We'll check out the places and kind of like how I'm showing up here as a guest. We love it when people come in and interact. We love it. Like it was great. Caveman came on the Insta Live. I'm hoping that he shows up for the Halloween episode. You know, Rich, you're always welcome to show up there, but there's a reason I put the link at the beginning, man. We want people to come in. We want them to communicate. Even if they're disagreeing with us, we love having those conversations.
Disagreement sparks good conversation, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you know, it can open my eyes. It can open up their eyes. Yeah. You know, I love having conversations.
I'm hoping one day you guys look into I keep pushing it, guys. I'm hoping you guys look into the missing 411. There is something there. I think you guys should take a look at that. There's a lot of stuff, missing people. In that phenomenon.
Yeah. We've been some of the videos that we're going to show on Friday are of people disappearing.
Ooh.
And
yeah.
So, because that's something that's gone like wildfire on social media lately.
Wait. Have you guys seen that leaked video footage of the Malaysia flight disappearing with the orbs?
Yes.
And stuff.
Yeah.
That looks real.
That was pretty interesting. I'm interested to see where that footage came from, honestly.
Yeah. There was a guy that's breaking it down.
Up until about a month ago, there was nothing, right?
Yeah. Then this guy found it. He's been breaking it down. He's got people to talk about it. I'll have to send you the link. It's on the Confessionals podcast where the guy talks about.
Yeah. Crazy thing, there was a binary code message that came off the black box, and the guy broke down what the binary code message was. And then he started getting messages from other people. I don't want to say government, but it felt government-ish to take all that stuff down that had to deal with that. I mean, it got a little crazy. There's like, he has like a 6-part series of where he's breaking this down, where he breaks down what it means, all this stuff, and what the message actually said, and then literally the emails from places and recordings of people coming to his door and mail, physical mail that he got to take this stuff down.
Damn.
I was like, ooh, and it's all about the Malaysia flight that disappeared.
I think you guys should reach out to this guy that's breaking it down and get him on your show. I think that's somebody you could get, and I think it'd be one hell of a show.
That would be an interesting. That's a good idea, Rich. Maybe I'll have to track that guy down.
I'll send you the link to the when we get down. I'll send it to email it to you or message you, whatever you want to call it. It's a 2-hour listen. Dude, I was captivated.
Oh.
Anyway, we got sidetracked.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Got talking. So, speaking of talking, there's some stuff going on in the chat. So, we want to say hey to Corey. Corey's jumped in.
What's up, Corey?
So,
hey to Jay.
What's up, Jay?
Jay, thank you so much for being on. My bro, Mike. What's up, my
Mike?
bro? Thank you so much for being here. Jerry's in the house. What's up, Jerry?
Thank you for being here.
Jay says there are times I would like to disappear.
Yeah, me too, Jay. I will live
same way, brother. Caveman saying, hey, so Caveman's back in the house. Caveman also wanted to wish happy birthday to Dave Durant Cinema, turning 35 today.
Oh,
Dave,
happy
birthday. I'm sending you a pair of my used underwear as we speak.
Yeah, I wish I was turning 35.
People pay to return those. I'm just warning you.
It's a good way to fund our show. Just start selling underwear.
I'm gonna start an OnlyFans just to sell my underwear, and
let's do that.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I told I was not allowed to start an OnlyFans.
So after that's why I stopped stripping, because they started throwing coins at me. So I don't know.
Hurts.
Yeah, quarters I was able to take, but I drew the line at nickels. I was like, all right, that's not enough. I
got tired of everybody trying to pay on credit and swiping that card through my ass.
What are you doing? Right?
Awesome. On it. Woo! Woohoo!
Oh, hey. Approved? No. But yeah, and then I started being a reverse stripper. So I started naked, and then people paid me to put my clothes on.
Yeah,
now that worked out pretty well, except for the arrests. So speaking of arrests, let's get to our movies tonight. So yeah, we've got a 6-pack that we're gonna go through tonight. And again, just so you guys, remember how we do it. We watch these movies, we score them, and then Rich has no idea how I scored them or really what his total score is. He just does he just scores the categories and sends it to me. So he's surprised by the results, just like you guys are. And then we rank them and show them worst to first. So I don't think it's going to be a big surprise what's coming in at 6th tonight.
I got a question though, before you really get into your scoring and breaking down these movies, which I fucking love. What is the wild card?
What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
What is the wild card? I've heard it mentioned a couple times, but I've always missed the explanation of what the wild card is.
Okay, so what we did now, I mean, John, when you and I were scoring movies way back, we were scoring by genre, right? So we were scoring the extra categories, like we did the Star Wars countdown and all that kind of stuff.
That Star Wars was brutal.
It was brutal. that was a long ass stream. Anyway, so what Rich and I started doing was doing just a centralized category list. So instead of breaking it down by genre, we did like a whole thing. So we started talking about direction, cinematography, script, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wild card is the one outlier that is basically scoring it based on the genre alone. So the wild card is okay, as you know, whereas you're scoring the thing for its general stuff, and then okay, as a horror movie, how would you rate that on 1 to 10? Just a straight horror movie.
Okay.
So that's kind of what it is. And so that's why we use the wild card.
All right.
So Steve's in the house. What's up, Steve? Is that a roll of quarters in your pants? Or are you just happy to be here? Yes. That is both. So let's get to our lowest scored movie. And I'm Rich, I'm going to have you guess, but I think you know.
Yeah.
I think it's Barbie.
Definitely not one of our favorites. This was, I got to say, this was kind of a rough week.
I haven't heard anything good about the tank yet. I haven't heard anything good about it.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, and that's par for the course. So let's take a look at our lowest scored movie of the week.
Oh, sweetie, something's trying to get
in. That's right. It's the tank.
Yeah.
So, and this is Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah, it's a Hulu original.
So it's a Hulu original. This is part of their Huluween fest, where they're trying to put out their own brand of horror movies. And
9 times out of 10, they suck.
And they're not very good, bro.
No.
But I don't know. I saw the trailer for this, and I thought this one had some potential.
Me too. That's why
I was liking the trailer. I was like, okay, I'm kind of behind this. This looks good, but the cinematography blows here.
Yeah.
This is it's dark all the way through. It's like it goes from day to night instantly, and then it's night through the entire movie.
Yeah.
Except and you have to, the only thing I did like, but that's because you couldn't see, it's a monster movie, but you couldn't really see the monster.
Okay, the curiosity, the letting
right.
the imagination fly on it.
Yeah,
they really TV settings. Did you watch it during the day?
No, I watched it at night.
Oh, see, I wonder if it's your TV settings, because I could see the monsters fine.
I mean, I know I could see them, but it was like
they looked like
it was dark.
They looked like the generic ripoff of Quiet Place monsters. That's what they reminded me of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they were very they took the Quiet Place monster and a salamander, and they put it together and made this thing.
Yeah. Very generic looking.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
But you see how dark that is?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You were absolutely right. I was thinking like you couldn't see it at all.
No, I mean I can see it, but I can't really make details out. I mean the character, the monsters in A Quiet Place were so much better. Yeah. I mean, even though you don't see them until the end of the movie.
What if that had to do with a budget constraint? Because the darker, you don't have to put a whole lot of detail in it.
Exactly. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Unfortunately, and I'm watching this movie and I texted Rich and I'm like, I think this is a foreign film.
You did.
It's not it sounded like it was dubbed to me. Like
even the audio track was off?
Yeah, the audio track was off for the dad. The dad seemed like he was dubbed.
Yeah, see, I didn't notice it.
And I was like, what's up, Tiana?
Thank you for being
John.
here.
John's gonna handle the comments now.
Oh, appreciate it.
But yeah, it was like, I'm like, no, I can't, that was bugging me, but it seemed like everything else was fine. So I went and looked it up, and the movie was made in New Zealand.
Okay.
But and then it actually had theatrical releases in New Zealand, Australia, and Russia.
Oh, okay.
And
How
made
does Russia get all the movies?
I don't know. Russia gets all the movies, but it made a total of $14,000 in the theater. So I don't think there was very much going on. Anyway,
is probably what made them.
Yeah. So, like I said, potential. I don't think the execution was well done. There wasn't enough backstory because they really just kind of
feels like they made it up as they went along. It felt like there was no plan.
Oh, okay. So, but then, you can tell the thing's not filmed in the US, but it's like, oh, your dad left you some property in Oregon. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. So they're on the beach in Oregon, apparently, where they come into this house and apparently there's monsters around. And then there's in the tank that come out of the tank and like terrorize, but then like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
sounds
did
like a bad Tremors movie.
It felt like and most of the Tremors movies are bad, but they're fun. The Tank with James Garner and C. Thomas Howell is awesome. Even Tank Girl is a masterpiece. Okay, yeah, we're talking about a different tank, but this movie just plain tanked. It just it was in the tank and it was flushed.
Was there at least good jump scares in it?
Or?
No.
Oh my god,
they were so predictable. You knew what was going to happen.
Like, in the beginning of it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of liking the audio because you can hear growls and things like that. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of liking that, but that stretched on way too long. And then like, you don't understand what the deal is with these creatures, what the heck's going on. Even if they didn't have to give me much, just give me a little bit more.
The best part of the movie was the realtor. That was the best part of the movie.
And the sheriff, but I think those two, the two kill scenes like that, those were decent. But by then I had already grown tired of the movie.
And it's not a long movie either.
It's not a long movie. It
feels longer than it is.
Like it's an hour and 40 minutes, but it felt like 2 hours. Yeah, we don't like the floaters. That turd just won't go down. But yeah, this, I'd say, it's not worth going and hunting for if you're.
Don't even waste your time.
Yeah, it just it didn't work.
Yeah,
I really wanted it to.
Like, I read the synopsis of it and I went, this sounds like it's not gonna be a good one. And then
the trailer looked decent.
Yeah, the trailer looked pretty good.
That's what I put it. The trailer came out over a year ago, and I've been keeping an eye out for it because I didn't want to pay for it, and it showed up on Hulu. And
I'm so glad you didn't pay for it, bro.
Yeah, me too. But don't skip this one. If you want something to watch that's entertaining, go watch midget porn or something. Just not this.
I don't think this is the right Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's not a good one either. So
it's not. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a long runtime. I mean, it's an hour 40. That's long for a horror movie, especially a low budget one. You don't want to go longer than an hour and a half. But it did. It felt like it was almost 2 hours long.
Yeah, I remember getting on my phone. I was watching it. I was like, "Oh man, come on!"
Yeah,
the Ring was over. The Ring was right at 2 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's some Doctor Sleep.
Really good.
Those are longer movies.
There's some really good longer horror flicks out there. I think
there's some good ones.
Yeah, as long as the story can hold up and justify it.
Hour 45.
Hour 55 for the tank.
Hour 55. Yeah, right there at that 2 hour mark. I thought
for the Doctor Sleep.
Sleep is 2 hours and 32 minutes.
Yeah, and you got it.
Sleep. Well, yeah, they had to run that long. They had to make a finalization of The Shining. I mean, that had to run long. I mean,
but the story justified.
I don't mind that worked. I like Dr. Sleep.
I quite enjoyed Dr. Sleep.
I dug that.
We just watched Talk to Me. That was.
Did you like it?
That was amazing. That was
I told you.
I know Dave says that's his number one horror movie of the year. I still don't think it beats Cobweb.
I did like Cobweb.
Cobweb was good.
I think Cobweb is definitely my favorite so far.
Definitely top three.
Cobweb. But I think they're two different types of horror movies.
Yeah.
I think Cobweb is more popcorn horror. Like you get the monster, you get. Oh no, she's not. I guess she is kind of a monster. Spoiler alert.
Not by choice.
But it's on Hulu right now too. They can watch it for free.
I'm surprised at how quick that went to Hulu.
Yeah, I mean, Cobweb is already out on freaking like Peacock or something. So it's like,
yeah. But then talk to me. Would you say that's
love the ending
psychological horror or?
No, I would.
How would you describe that compared
I put
to
in the paranormal horror.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, obviously my Nightmare on Elm Street meme. Keep finding the wrong versions of these films.
Yeah, that's where I got that meme.
But see, I prefer paranormal horror because that's more scary to me.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I dig the paranormal horror, and it's funny because, and speaking of
What's
funny,
up, Del?
Del, great to see you, my friend. So, but yeah, my buddy Mike, he's like, I only like slashers because I want a real killer. I don't want paranormal.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I was like, okay, I see your point there. So yeah, he'd rather watch Scream or Friday the 13th or Halloween. He'd rather watch something like that as opposed to like The Exorcist or the Exorcism of Emily Rose or things like that.
That's more terrifying.
Yeah, dude, I think the possession stuff's way more.
I just watched it. It's like an hour and some odd minutes called the Dibbit Box.
Yeah,
where the guy orders the Dibbit Box off of YouTube or the black market, I should say, the dark web.
Why?
And then unseals it and opens it. It's good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Why though? Why?
Because that's actually a challenge. Like literally, that's a challenge. You can look up YouTube Dibbit Box challenge, and people are literally buying Dibbit boxes and off of the dark web, and then opening them live on their YouTubes.
Yeah,
anything happens.
No. Yeah, no, I saw
don't
one.
These scary movies.
Yeah, don't they know what the heck's going on, dude? Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm going.
I got told today I was no longer allowed.
Was like, oh yeah, I got this box and it's covered in wax, and it's got a whole bunch of Hebrew writing on it. I'm gonna go ahead and open it, and I'm like, what are you, dumb? It's like, here, hold this grenade.
I got told I was no longer allowed to go buy a Dibbit box.
Okay, now this is gonna sound a little racist, but
I'm not stupid.
A Mexican would never do that.
What?
A Mexican would never do that. Okay, we're naturally skeptical people, or not skeptical, but we're religious people.
And yes, yeah, dude, I'm married to a Mexican woman. I mean,
oh, you are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now on Spirits of Spirits, we were talking about La Llorona, and his wife was like, "Oh no."
See,
we started talking about La Chuza. I mean, she was all happy because we were saying it correctly.
Yeah. Hey, my grandma used to scare me with that shit.
I try to get my shit right.
Yeah. Well, my wife has actually has had an experience with La Chuza.
No. My grandma used to say they would get me if I didn't listen. No.
Yeah. Oh man. But
yeah.
What are the highlights of this terrible movie?
Sorry. We got off with. I'm a talker, bro.
Dude, I love it. That's why I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically our highlights are, I mean, the trailer, which is the plot, we both gave a 7. I actually gave a 7 to the ending, and you gave a 6. You gave a 7 to the story. I gave a 6. And I think my highest, there was some stuff with the music that I liked and the sound effects. So I actually gave the music an 8, but that is not going to save this movie.
No,
because it's not worth it. But let's go to our final scores on the tank coming in last place. And I'm saying last, not 6th, last.
Yeah.
But IMDb gives us 4.6. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 33%, audience score 29%. Rich, you gave it a 51. I gave it a 56 for an average score of 53.5.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I gotta say the majority of the scores this week were pretty low.
That's Minute right
I
there.
still don't think it's as bad as what we did.
Also squeezing in horror movies. We're trying to get as many horror movies in for October as we can.
Yeah. No, it's the month for him. So
yeah, I mean, unrealistic killer, sure, but still like knife or machete, like
as cheesy as a Friday the 13th are, I still enjoy them, man.
Yeah, they're fun. I think they're fun, bro. I like
them. See,
them.
I really, and this is gonna sound bad, but when I think of the Friday the 13th, I think again the second and third base. Because I remember renting those movies, with my girlfriends at the time. You guys.
Oh yeah, that was a date movie. That was the driving.
I always equate
you want that jump scare because then she jumps up into your lap.
Yeah, or on your face. Just saying.
Or on your face.
Yeah,
that would be third base.
Third base. Just
you stolen third. No,
that's what I always think of with slasher movies.
Yeah,
good slasher movies. Oh, Dave,
I just put down what
I picked up.
All right, so let's go to our number 5. What do you think our number 5 movie is this week, bro?
Barbie.
Nope.
Well, hold on. Let me look at my. I just go by my score.
I think it's The Devil on Trial.
I think it's The Devil on Trial too.
IMDb being super generous with their score. Oh yeah, it's weird. The scores, between IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes are like really weird. But let's go to the clip for our 5th movie. I can make sure that I got that right. Oh yeah, I got that right. All right. So our movie coming in at number 5 is.
Let's get that off you. She's the one.
Really?
I didn't expect
came in at number 5. That's especially with the cast that's sitting right there. That's crazy.
Muzzle comes in at number 5. I didn't expect this either. I liked this.
I did too.
Now I do think there are issues with it.
Oh yeah. But still enjoyable watch.
I can see the storyline on this one being pretty low here.
Why not Barbie?
I can see
I'm going to tell you why not Barbie. What your feelings aside for Barbie, it's a well-made movie.
Yeah,
and that's why it's not number 6
because the score is as objective as we can get.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I try to leave my personal feelings
we look
out.
at the technical aspects, the cinematography, the way the script is written, the music, the way that they do their, the choreography and the visual effects and all that kind of stuff is looked at. And I got to say that on those notes, Barbie was good. But as far as liking the movie personally, no.
I'm so
I did not like the movie.
I have 3 daughters. They have ruined me of anything Barbie.
Muzzle Gizmo would be all over this. Hey, loves dogs. I do too, and I thought Muzzle was pretty good.
This was your pick, and I'm glad you picked it.
And I'm glad I picked it too. I like the trailer. I'm like, oh wait, the dog's got titanium teeth. I am so in.
But then
I want to know how he got the teeth. I want to know what the heck's going on. And it better not be number 1. No. It's not number 1.
See, there was
one movie in this I thought was fantastic, and I didn't even expect anything out of it, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I bet we're talking about the same one.
I think we're talking about the same one. Judging by our scores, we're talking about the same one.
This movie, the description is misleading. There's nothing in here about the dog having titanium teeth.
In the description, I don't think it is.
In the voodoo description, it is.
In the voodoo description. So,
okay.
So when it says in IMDb, it says after his dog is killed in Skid Row, Jake Rosser plummets deep into a sinister underworld to uncover the truth about who may be responsible. There's so much else that's going on here.
Yeah.
What do you know? I was spot on. Get it? Spot on. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I could see how this a movie like this, the storyline
that was rough, Jay.
Be lacking.
That was rough.
The story might be lacking on a movie like this, but the cast looked amazing from the trailer. Of course, it's a cop dog movie. I love cop dogs. I watch videos of them beating up people all the time.
Yeah, but yeah, the cat you got. Well, Aaron Eckhart is pretty much the focal point.
Yeah. Then you got the dude from,
and then you've got Stephen Lang, who is the dude from Avatar, and he's basically the guy that's in charge of the dogs.
Yeah, Don't Breathe. I mean,
yeah. Stephen Lang. The person that if Deadpool would have come out 10 years earlier, he should have been Cable. That would have been
Cable. That would have been perfect.
And Stephen Lang, the Bay Street guy. With from Don't Breathe.
Thanks.
So so what did you have a problem with on this movie? Why are we sitting at 5 here with Muzzle?
Well,
it's very generic. Like, it felt like this was an early 2000s, late 90s movie to me. It felt like this.
I agree with that. There was no real backstory.
Mm-mm.
So
you're just thrown in with him talking to somebody.
You're thrown into the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
and you're like, okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. And then it's like I said, it's a really simple, like good guy, bad guy, but then there's corruption, which could be part of the police department, but they, it's like, okay, one of the things that he was like, oh, he commanded my dog in German.
Yeah. And I thought they were leading to the police department.
I thought they were leading to not only the bad guys, but the whole canine corps was like behind all this.
Oh.
And it just dropped. They just
it dissolves out.
It brings it up again when what do they run into the people that? They run into the people again, but I forget where they run into them at. And it's brought up again, and that's it.
Yeah. And then you got this random dude at the lumber yard.
Yeah.
That supposedly had a hand in this whole thing, and you have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
They're just like, and they just like threw it in there. It was, they look at the dog and they go, oh, hey, that's so-and-so. And the bad guys knew the dog, his dog.
Interesting.
And they're like, oh, where's Santiago? Because where's Santiago? That's Santiago's dog. And it's like, who the fuck is Santiago?
But then the little snapping thing that's brought up at the beginning, and then is never used again until it's conveniently needed to be used.
Yep.
I thought that was kind of stupid.
It really sounds like
along with the German word for suicide, which they foreshadowed early.
Yeah.
And then they didn't touch on it until the very end of the movie. But I think I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then there's a love interest, which made no sense. It really didn't.
All of a sudden I don't want to spoil the ending. Never mind.
Yeah, there's this love interest when I was like, oh crap, they're gonna shtuck. I can tell. It's like, and then, but it had no bearing on the movie at all.
The one thing I did like was the vision of the shots through the dog's eyes. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I did like the camera work at the dog's level. I thought that was kind of cool with the cinematography and stuff.
Did it like go greenish, like a little hue of green?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I did. I enjoyed that. Now I just, as far as the technical aspects, it wasn't great. No. But because, and I think a lot of it has to do with the cast, the acting was pretty solid. I was interested through the entire movie, but there were so many holes in the story that they really didn't answer a lot of questions.
And why would he trust that other cop that was just a fucking dick to him?
Yeah, that was another thing where he was just this total dick, and I thought for sure he was going to be corrupt. I thought for sure he was going to be a bad guy, and then all of a sudden they're like buddies, and I'm going
killing people together,
and they're killing people, and I'm like, what the hell? That makes no sense. It was like they were writing it as they went, and and they were just like piecing it together. It just, I don't know. It just, like I said, the story was not thought out well enough. There wasn't enough character development. The cinematography was okay, but it could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
The script seemed light. There was not a lot of really good dialogue. It was like, oh, you're suspended. Oh, well, fuck you. And then he leave. And that was, and I'm like, okay, you can't,
And then if he's suspended,
like,
he would get in trouble for killing all those people.
He gets in trouble. He gets in trouble for headbutting an EMT.
Yeah.
Because the EMT won't help his dog.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And then and he's going along. He's like, and this is how we believe now, and how we should have believed all along, that a canine animal is a police officer. And that's how Aaron Eckhart's character believed.
Yeah.
But that's not how everybody else on the review board and every other cop and every other EMT that was involved, none of them, they were just like, no, that's just a fucking dog.
Right.
And, and he was like taping up this guy's wrist, and the dude's holding his dog.
Yeah.
And the dog's been shot. And he's like, you need to help officer down. You need to help my officer. And he looks at him and he goes, humans first.
As he's taping a wrist.
Yeah. As he's taping a wrist. And I'm like, so he headbutts the dude, and then he gets in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to bring up his PTSD. And then all of a sudden you find out he was in the army in Afghanistan, and that he supposedly had PTSD. And you're like, okay, this is something I could have known before that.
Well, he's talking about being in the army when the movie opens up and you think he's talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Because remember he's talking about he's in Iraq and how hot
he's talking about Afghanistan. Oh, it's so hot there and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think Aaron Eckhart did this for a paycheck. I don't know if it was back taxes or
I don't know. I don't know. Sex tape. I don't know. Maybe something. But I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It sucked, But I mean, his original dog dies in the very beginning, and then it's this new dog that he gets that ties him up with this whole drug ring.
And
vengeance.
Yeah. I think this is a movie you shouldn't pay for to see. I think you should wait till it hits on Max or Hulu, wherever it's going to end up. It's going to
be on Max.
No, I don't know who made it.
Like a Max movie.
But wait till it hits a streaming. Don't rent it. It's not worth.
Yeah, it's not worth paying actual money for.
Yeah.
It did actually make $8,000 in the theater. Where did it get released at? Probably Russia.
8,000.
8,000.
8,000. That doesn't cover.
Doesn't cover the cost of the dog's food during the film. No, it was released in Australia.
It's weird where these movies get released.
Yeah.
Well, there's no hikes there. I mean, strikes or anything.
And there's no strikes or whatever. But I couldn't find a budget on it. But it made $7,800 in the theater.
Wow.
It was released in 24 theaters in Australia for 1 week, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
But I would say if you find this free and it's a decent cop movie, it's a decent dog movie, but it's not anything to write home about. I like the uniqueness of the titanium teeth, but there's nothing really built upon it.
It's not even mentioned in the
Turner and Hooch.
It's not even mentioned in the movie at all.
No.
See, I think that was just a misled description. Somebody didn't get the right movie description, just typed the wrong thing
in. Faces Radio doesn't want any legal action for causing any car wrecks. Right.
Yeah.
So,
and he looks a little rough in this movie too.
Hey, he looks a little road hard and put away wet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So let's go to our highlights on it. So, Rich, you gave 7s to the acting, ending, story, and cinematography. I gave 7s to the acting, the plot, the story, and the cinematography, and that's our highest scores. You actually gave a 3 to the plot.
Yeah, the trailer and the description, I was like, no.
I was like, I like the trailer. The description didn't do it justice, but I like the trailer, so I was kind of in. But let's go to our final scores on Muzzle, coming in at 5th. Not by much. I was going to say 2nd through 6th are actually, 2nd through 5th are actually pretty close together.
Oh wow!
But yeah, you'll see when we get to it. But final scores on Muzzle, IMDb gives this a 5.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics scores 22%. Audience scores 72%.
That's crazy.
Which you gave it a 57. I gave it a 63 for an average score of 60.
Wow.
And I feel like I'm starting to lose my voice. But let's go on to number 4. So number 4, we were talking about, and we're just going to go right to it. Our number 4 movie is...
But the tale really begins at the end of this driveway, where the Brookfield couple, whose 11-year-old son began acting strangely.
I enjoyed this.
That's right. It is The Devil on Trial, which is on Netflix right now, you guys.
I enjoyed this one.
I wanted to. I had high hopes for this.
Well, knowing about Ed and Lorraine
much.
Warren, knowing about the Conjuring movie, knowing when I was a kid, the trial that went on.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy this. And I really enjoyed the ending of this.
The movie's did something that I've never seen done. And I do give it props for that. And that paints Ed and Lorraine Warren in bad light.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
It did. There's people, one specifically, especially in the family, that did not enjoy Ed and Lorraine Warren. And even well, I guess a lot of them didn't depict Ed and Lorraine Warren because of what happened. You know, I mean, I can understand why they have some bitterness there.
It's over money, right?
Yeah. It was definitely over money. There's bitterness over the money.
Yeah.
But it just blew my mind. I've never seen anything outside of skeptics talking bad about Ed and Lorraine. It just blew my mind. I've never, the people that's supernatural stuff has happened to, I've never heard or read where they've been talked bad about.
Yeah, this definitely painted a different picture.
Yeah.
Of Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yeah. Which made me really enjoy it even more. I love the authenticity. Like the one love Ed and Lorraine Warren for what they did for him, but hated them at the same time for the money aspect.
Yeah, for basically profiting off of them.
Profiting off of it.
Yeah.
And I can understand how that can leave a better taste and so on.
Yeah.
But
especially by what they were told. See, here's my problem with this documentary is a documentary is supposed to be unbiased. And it wasn't. Now, I know also about the trial and what actually happened. And I also, with the movie, and the movie is based on the book, which the book is an exaggeration of what actually happened.
Yes.
But all they really did in the movie was focus on the family that was involved.
Yep.
And that's it. And that what they went through. And that was fine. But they didn't say anything about the person who was killed. They dropped 2 big fucking bombshells at the end of the movie. One about the Ed and Lorraine Warren, and then one about the mom, what the mom did, and they didn't do anything about it. They didn't follow up on it. They didn't, give me the truth on it. Nothing. They dropped they went boop, there you go. And then they left. And
Yeah,
I was like,
okay, before we get any further, Dave, do you believe he was possessed?
yes, I
I
absolutely
do too.
believe.
What about you, John?
Yes.
Okay, so we all three agree he was possessed.
Barbie's in the top 3. I'm not just a Ken.
Yeah.
This told the story better than The Conjuring 3 did. Yes, it did.
I don't like Conjuring 3.
It was actually I liked Conjuring 3, but it is not accurate to what actually happened.
No, it's the over exaggeration of it even over exaggerates more than the book did.
Yeah. But it did, this painted a picture that some things that I didn't know, like the two things, like the thing with Ed and Lorraine Warren, I had no idea about the profiteering and that kind of thing. And then I didn't know about let's just say the medication that the mother gave her kids.
At the same time as that seems very
to kids?
Bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you know anything about Sominex, yes.
It's way worse than melatonin.
I don't know.
Nasty.
It's safer to give kids Benadryl. Let's just say that.
That's like trazodone would be better than giving them this stuff. Sominex was awful.
As much
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, this was like 70s. Like Sominex would be like, like taking narco. It was like you, and then you'd get addicted to it. And it would mess you up because you wouldn't sleep right.
People are gonna watch this, and as much as they're gonna get pissed off with what Ed and Lorraine did with the profiting on it, I don't necessarily blame them for profiting off of it.
No,
it's not like they're getting paid by the church to go do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're even charging families to go help them. Yeah. Somehow they have to pay the bills, right? Because they're doing this shit full time,
traveling.
They showed up in a fucking Chevette. They're not. Look what the Cardinal showed up in, bro.
The Cardinal showed up in a red fucking Porsche,
man.
And I'm like, and he talked about that. This red Porsche drives up, and a red Cardinal comes.
Yeah, it's like the church pays well, and damn straight.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so
I can't get mad at them for trying to make a dollar from an experience that they went through with this family. I can't get mad at that. I can be a little upset of the over exaggeration, but just like any movie or any book, even though it's based off of real things, it's going to be over exaggerated. And we went through this discussion when we had our interview with Ralph Sarchi, when he talked about Deliver Us from Evil.
Yes.
He tells you he's not a detective. He was only a sergeant. He's a police sergeant.
Yeah.
Yes, he went through a bunch of stuff, but this book that he wrote was an over exaggeration. The movie was very well over exaggerated, but he was a part of the whole process. But he was changed at that point in time. He's getting ready to change his career. He's becoming a demonologist. Hell, he worked with Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Okay, now my question is, you guys know more about this than way more than I do. Okay, we've seen the Conjuring movies. Are they as nice in real life from the stories you've heard as they are depicted in the movies?
If you mean Ed and Lorraine Warren on the surface,
like how he describes them when they come in is exactly about how everybody describes who they are. She's very soft and gentle.
Yes, we know how rich the Vatican is.
Yeah, he's very charismatic and I guess could be fearless. Basically, they helped a lot of people in their time. They changed the way people look at the paranormal. They turned a lot of people into believers, for one.
What happened to their daughter?
She stays out of everything for the most part. With the things that she experienced as a child, she wants nothing to do with anymore. So you don't hear from her.
Yeah, I didn't know if she was still among the living. I didn't know.
As far as I know, she was still alive.
What happened to all their artifacts?
They
They still have it.
Places, but they still have a museum dedicated to their art.
They have a museum. So the son-in-law, Tony Spera, he actually owns the museum and he takes care of the objects now.
The son-in-law.
They have sold
Judy's husband. Judy's the daughter. Judy's husband.
He runs everything. She stays away from it. She's had very bad experience. She's been attacked.
She does not go near that stuff.
No.
So when Lorraine passed away, which was recent, when Lorraine passed away, all that was inherited to Tony, the son-in-law, because he was the one that continued with the process. But all he does is caretake the objects, doesn't do any paranormal investigations on his own.
That'd still be some scary shit to have to take care of. Yeah. Anyway, sorry to get distracted. I'm glad you're here. This is a perfect time for you to show up for this episode to talk about any other stuff that in here that you like, John?
The movie itself, I like how it was done. Honestly, I know Dave was talking about with how they just drop these bombshells and but I like the cinematography of it. I love the audio footage that they share. I love the even the actors that portrayed the parts for the look backs of what happened. I thought it was really good. I like how they talk to everybody in the family, including the ones that didn't want to talk. You know what I mean? So like, but they got them too. So I mean, I don't know. I really did. I really did like. I enjoyed watching this. I've actually watched it twice now.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, I have too.
I watched it once.
I watched it twice too. I liked the parts where they actually talked to Arnie, the person who actually committed the murder.
Yeah.
And
he stayed married to the Glaskey daughter until she died in 2021.
Yeah.
He's 100%. You know, this happened to me. You know,
his story never
like,
changed.
I was possessed. I was taken.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting because you have the son who was possessed when he was 11. And then you have the older brother. Now the older brother thinks it's a hallucination brought on by what the mother did. So on those notes, this is worth seeing because it gives you a different perspective on that event. And I loved the real footage.
Yeah.
The audio evidence, the real like interviews and stuff like that. I thought those were amazing. I am not a fan of the reenactments, but I never have been. Like the paranormal shows where it's all reenactment shows. I don't care for those. I'd rather
the casting for the reenactments were good.
Yeah.
Like
the casting was fine.
Really did good job casting the reenactors. That I think that's why I liked them. Like, wow, they did because I've watched like those paranormal shows like you talked about, and like they look nothing like the person that's telling the story, right? Whereas
they're all pretty and shit.
These guys did. Like the little boy reenactor looked like the boy in the Polaroid photos. I mean, they did a really good job. I mean, the old man playing Ed Warren, if you didn't look at him right straight ahead front, you would have thought that was Ed sitting at the table. I'm like, was Ed part of no, this is Ed. Ed's been dead for years now.
That can't be Ed.
Part of this. The only thing I wish, to tell you the truth, I wish they would have did this documentary 10, 15 years ago. Because I would have really loved to get Ed and Lorraine's talking points.
Yeah. I don't know when. I think Ed passed away in 2007 or 2009.
I think it's 2009.
Did he get to see the release of Conjuring?
He got to see. No, he passed away. He saw 1 and 2. He didn't get to see 3 at all.
No, he did not see 3.
So he passed away in between the launch of Conjuring 2 and Conjuring 3. He passed away in that timeline, if I remember
right. Ed Warren passed away in 2006.
2006.
Yeah, so he didn't see any of the movies.
See any of them.
Yeah,
I could have sworn they said
he consulted on the first one, but he died before they started filming.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, but Lorraine was involved with the first and second one.
Yeah.
Did she ever went on record to say what her thoughts were?
Between all
of
these?
Yeah.
I remember that she actually approved of the first two movies, at least.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She actually helped another guy out. The guy, the Sir No Face, the guy who did that. She came to his house when his mom was possessed. And helped with that situation. Gary Gassick? Gassick?
I don't know who that is.
Dude, you gotta watch Sir No Face. I think you watch it on Tubi right now. Was on Prime.
Lorraine Warren passed away in 2021. So
yeah.
But yeah, let's go to our highlights on Devil on Trial. This is coming in number 4. And Rich, you gave a 10 to the plot. And I gave a 9 to the plot. I also gave a 9 to the cast. Because there were people I recognized all the way through it. I gave a 9 to the story because I thought, aside from what they did at the end, I thought they did a really good job with the family's viewpoint on everything. And then 7s, we both gave 7s to the ending. We both gave 7s to direction. I gave a 7 to the acting because I think, there were a lot of, especially with the interviews with the sons and with Arnie, I thought those were believable. I really liked how they did that. So let's go to our final scores on Devil on Trial. This is coming in 4th place. And like I said, 2nd to 5th, there's maybe 5 or 6 points splitting them apart. So it's pretty insignificant. But of course, I can't see it, but everybody else can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're backing up.
IMDb is giving this a 5.6. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 30%. Audience score 51%. Rich, you gave it a 56. I gave it a 70. Total average score of 63.
Before we move on, man, the kid that was possessed. Now, can you just imagine the tear he went through? He lived his life like that, and then on top of that, life, and then go to prison.
He never went to prison.
I thought he did.
No, Arnie went to prison.
Arnie went to prison.
No, so when they exorcised the boy,
son,
Arnie said, "Take me instead."
Challenged him.
Challenged him.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're
Arnie was the one that committed the murder, and he went to prison, but the boy didn't.
Like 5 years. Like he was in 5 or 6 years.
Well, his sentence was 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
But he didn't even spend a 10. He didn't even spend a tenner in there though.
I don't think he spent the whole.
I thought it was 7.
I thought it was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, just it's terrifying. I mean, people want to laugh and joke and say that shit's not real. Wait, man, people go through that shit all the time, and there's nothing you can do for them.
No. Yeah. Something
that's really hard to fight.
You're still open, very much, even more so to possession again. So the boy that originally gets possessed in this thing, he's living in fear every day of his life now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sad. Anyway, what's our next movie?
All right, let's move on to number 3. And do you want to guess? You want me to just do it?
Just do it.
All right. Let's say. Did I just put down what you picked up? Ed told Arnie you shouldn't have done that. Yeah. They both did. Ed and Lorraine both were like, don't do that.
Yeah. What did you just do? Why would you do that?
You not challenge the demon. What is wrong with you? But yeah, let's go to our number 3 movie. and get this out the way.
I don't have anything big planned, just a giant blowout party with all the Barbies and planned choreography and a bespoke song. You should stop by.
So cool.
So cool. The Barbie movie comes in third. And yeah, this was exactly what
John's face says it all.
John's face says it all. He's not even willing to watch it.
Yeah. This is a movie we have never needed.
Okay.
This is a movie we have never needed ever.
I understand why people love this movie. I get it. I understand it. Just like I love certain movies. Okay. This movie was not made for us. Okay. Everybody that knows me knows where I stand politically. And I'm taking my political beliefs and my personal beliefs out from scoring this movie. I did not score it.
Yeah. Me too.
On anything that I believe in. I went technically on the job that they did on this movie.
Yes.
Take it away, David.
Okay.
No.
So this movie had a budget of $151 million, made $1.4 billion in the box office worldwide. And this is
glad my daughters are mostly grown.
This is what the world has come to, is that this movie would make 1.4 billion and Oppenheimer wouldn't even scratch the surface of that.
But this is true. In Barbie's defense, and I can't believe I just fucking said that.
You just said in Barbie's defense, so I should have recorded that. I did record that.
Recorded and live.
I'm going to say in Barbie's defense, I'm going to put that on the show in the future.
This Barbie, and this is going to sound really bad when I say this, so please don't take it bad. It's not a thinking movie. Like Oppenheimer is. Oppenheimer's deep. There's a lot going on. And Barbie is just here's some woman
here's
pride.
Some pot brownies. That's what this was. And here's some pot brownies. Let's look at everything pink. And
visually,
that might be
great
the
look
only way
film.
I see this movie is like Ida ate the shrooms and go watch Barbie. Just let the colors
I won't make the movie
everywhere.
Yeah. So I will say, as far as quality of the movie, I thought it's well made.
Mm-hmm.
There were some things that weren't bad in the movie. I did not like the musical number at the end. I threw up in my mouth.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I was expecting this to be a musical all the way through, and it wasn't. So
I'm glad it wasn't.
There was some actually good music in the movie.
I agree.
But then I had to drop the soundtrack a point because of that musical number at the end, and with the dance fighting or whatever the heck that was. And
I rolled my eyes. I was like, "What the fuck?"
All right, you're in control of this, bro.
Probably let you all talk about the movie.
No. Bunch of people smoking crack. No, he's not saying that you smoke crack, Jay. Probably the people that made the movie were smoking crack. But anyway,
she did a great job directing. I see her getting a nom for Best Director. This movie's going to get nominated for
who directed the movie?
Greta Gerwig.
Yeah, I was going to say Gutenberg. I don't know why Greta Gutenberg.
Steve Gutenberg's
it's
wife.
Funny. She was in that terrific movie that the twins picked. The Devil House.
Yeah, House of the Devil.
Yeah, I remember watching. I was like, "Hey, that's the Barbie lady." She did a great job directing. The cinematography is fantastic. Set design, everything, technically perfect movie. Or
cast has to be probably score pretty decent here.
Oh, it's 10.
Well, the cast gets a 10, and that automatically raises the bar on the total score of the movie.
I swear I'm gonna kill these cats
because that's one of the aspects. And then also cinematography is really good here.
Mm-hmm.
It's filmed great. The sets are awesome. the costume design. I see visual effects nomination.
Yeah.
The Oscars. I see costume design nomination, and then probably the token Best Picture nomination.
And director. You said director.
Yeah, I didn't say director, but you said director. So,
yeah, I think
I wouldn't be surprised if a director nomination came for this.
No.
It depends.
No.
I don't see this winning Best Picture. I don't. Not at all.
No.
Unless we say it 100 times every time we look at that Rotten Tomato score. If you have on the Academy those same Rotten Tomato score types, then it's a sure win for Barbie as Best Picture. But personally, I don't see it happening because you got Oppenheimer. It's a way better picture than this.
Yeah.
You got Past Lives.
I still need to see that one.
And you got Naiad coming out. You got Ferrari coming out. There's still a handful of good movies that are coming out that stand a chance of winning Best Picture before Barbie.
I would rather watch Pee Wee Herman's Pee Wee's Playhouse over and over again for a year than watch this movie.
Yeah, I'm one and done. I'm good. I don't need to see this again. I don't need to see this again.
But I'm glad people.
I came out of this with a headache when it was done. I was like, and I'm sorry. The last line of this movie, I was like, no.
Yeah.
That was not needed. It was not needed.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and then no, I don't see it winning Best Picture. I see it getting the token nominations because you have the 5 that look like they might get it, and then you have the 5 that the people like that they throw in there so people actually watch the Oscars.
Yeah.
So this is the the Wakanda Forever nomination, I think, because it's gonna get nominated, but it's not gonna win.
Yeah. That people will be outraged that it didn't win.
Oh yeah,
I'm so disappointed in Wakanda Forever.
Dude.
I get why people. I'm glad people enjoyed it because what's our motto, man? All films
are subjective. That is our motto.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
bringing it.
I love Black Panther so much. It's just the Wakanda Forever kind of. I was expecting so much with that movie.
Yeah.
I was looking past that. The Black Panther became a woman. I just don't believe in changing character roles for any reason. Marvel wrote it this way for a reason. Leave it the way it be.
Yeah.
Well, in the comics,
I'm like,
she
let's
becomes
watch
Black Panther too. I mean, so it's not really a stretch.
They just did it sooner than they expected to do it because
in the comics, she's been the Black Panther for a long time.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying.
I get that. I'm okay with it. I absolutely think Angela Bassett should have won the Oscar for supporting actress.
I 100% agree.
She was fantastic in that movie.
Beautiful, fantastic.
Angela Bassett is a goat, bro. She's amazing.
The first one, I didn't like the second Black Panther.
Yeah, I liked her role in the second one in Wakanda Forever. But
she had more of a leading role.
The first Black Panther was awesome.
I firmly loved how much more she was in Wakanda Forever. I like that she took more of a role in that movie.
I agree.
That was great. I love Angela Bassett.
Man,
I like Riri in this, but I didn't like the design because it looked nothing like. I try to stay accurate to the comics. Her armor design didn't look anything like.
No, you can nitpick a lot of things in that movie.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about Wakanda.
We're not talking about we're here to talk about David's favorite movie.
We're talking about a different fantasy land. We're talking about Barbie land.
And I'm sorry, but Ryan Gosling was good. He's not as good as everybody's making him out to be in this movie. Everyone's like, oh, this is the performance of a lifetime. No, it was not.
Wasn't he?
He's better in Drive than he is in
He was a meathead. It was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like his performance. I do know that he can sing because he's done that.
La La Land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he did Mickey Mouse Club and with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and Justin Timberlake, and he was in like Star Search or something. where he was in the finals against Britney Spears and lost. But he's actually a good singer, and he did sing in the movie. But I don't know. Yeah, this was not. I've seen him do way better roles.
Yeah,
his role
in Drive was amazing. His role in the Place Beyond the Pines or whatever that was. I thought he was amazing in that.
Oh, I love Place Behind the Pines. That was a movie. I think he went back to for this role. He had to take in his inner Remember the Titans character.
Yeah.
And said, I know exactly who I'm going to play for Ken.
Margot Robbie was fantastic in this, but she's always good.
Yeah, she's good. I like her.
I like Crackhead Barbie. She was great.
Oh, Kate McKinnon. She's my favorite in this. She was my favorite in the movie.
Yeah,
absolutely. As Weird Barbie, the one that everybody fucks with.
Yeah.
Crackhead Barbie.
Oh, she was my favorite. I liked America Ferrera in it. I liked I don't care for her specifically, but I liked her in this, and I liked her daughter.
Yeah, her daughter was good.
I am not a Michael Cera fan. I could have done without him in this movie. And then Shang-Chi is in here. I could have done without him.
Shang-Chi's in there?
Yeah. He's the other cool Ken with Ryan Gosling. They're like rivals. And so Caveman says, I think Wakanda Forever suffered a lot from the controversy surrounding the actress that replaced Black Panther. I agree with that.
I think
Killers of the Flower Moon will get better nods than Barbie will. I agree with that.
Yeah. I almost went and saw that last night.
I know next month it's showing up on Apple Plus, on Apple TV.
Yeah.
I
almost went. I was like, Dave, I might go see.
He said, I might go see Killers of the Flower Moon. And I says, have fun. I'm not going to the theater for that. My wife completely vetoed me. He was like, yeah, I'm on the fence. And I said, no, my wife pulled me off the fence. There's no way I'm going to see this movie because she's like, I am not sitting through a 3.5 hour movie. There's no way.
I watched the Milli Vanilli documentary instead, and bro, I really, really liked that.
I don't know that, bro. You lived that, bro. Well, John, you and Rich are about the same age, so but I went to a Milli Vanilli concert.
I have also gone to a Milli Vanilli concert.
Thankfully, I didn't have to pay for it because it was when I worked at the hotel, and basically they had me drive them, and then they just said, "Hey, why don't you just stay backstage and you can just see the concert."
Oh,
and
really?
I was like, oh, okay. So I stayed there so I could just take them back to the hotel. And the concert sucked ass. It was because they sang. They did the singing. There was no lip syncing.
Oh, so this was after they got out.
It wasn't after the lawsuit. They just did it because they couldn't get the tracks to work. So they just decided they were going to sing the songs.
Oof.
And it was awful.
No, but John, if you want to watch a good documentary, head over to Paramount Plus and watch the Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, I saw that on there today. I was like, I started laughing. They made a documentary.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. And I think so. The Weird Barbie, based on an actual previously sold a Barbie that came with a removable baby and baby bump. Yeah, that was the Midge Barbie. So, and they actually talk about that in the movie.
Yeah.
But so let's go to our highlights for Barbie. Get this out of the way. You will get a different insight on them after watching the documentary. Yeah. Because really, it wasn't their fault.
No,
this wasn't their idea.
No, not at all.
Oh man, I knew the truth about it because they were just like, yeah. Because I actually talked to them quite a bit, and they're nice guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys don't sound like your voices.
They
go, yeah, and then blah blah blah, and then they're like, yeah, the record company did this, and the managers did this, and I was like, oh man, I can't believe they treated you guys like that. So yeah, it was just, it was horrible what they did to him, and then they ended up paying the price for it because they get the Grammys and stuff, and then they took them away.
Yep.
So I'm excited since you liked it, Rich. I'm excited to watch it. I mean, at first I was like, dude, I don't want to watch this, bro.
I know. I remember I put it on a list, and you're like, Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli. Oh man, I thought I got away from that. But no, I'm looking forward to watching that. Because I really like the Wham documentary. That was interesting.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this one. I think this one will be pretty good too. Now that you liked it, I saw your star rating on it on Letterboxd. So I'm like, okay, I think that'll be a good watch.
I'll check.
As far as Barbie goes, and not so much a good watch for us, but I do understand that this has an audience. There are people that love this movie and will watch this over and over again. More power to you guys. As far as us, the only thing that we highlight here is the cast and the cinematography, where we both gave 10s to. We both gave 8s to the direction. We both gave 7s to the music. And we both gave 6s to the acting. Other than that, you gave a 1 to the trailer.
Yeah.
All right. I gave the trailer a 3 because I was like, at least it's got a good cast.
Dave does that.
And then you gave a 3 to the story, and I gave a 5. And then you gave a 4 to the wild card. We have to consider it a comedy. But it really isn't. It really
tried to be
children and family.
Tried to be funny because they were trying to do the whole stereotypical crap for Barbie, like with the fake orange juice and the fake toast and the stuff and the car and doing all the things and floating down from the roof. I was like, okay, fine.
But just think, this movie could have been 100 times worse.
Jessica Simpson's sister got caught lip syncing on SNL.
Yeah,
I'll do you one better, caveman. Shania Twain got caught lip syncing at the Super Bowl.
Yes, she did.
And she fucking got canceled for that.
Yes,
and she's like, oh, my voice was a little scratchy, so I didn't want to sing. I'm like, that's the Super Bowl. You sing. You put that tutu on and you dance, monkey. You do it.
Yeah. Just remember, Amy Schumer was going to be Barbie at one point. Amy fucking Schumer.
Yeah. Amy Schumer was supposed to be Barbie?
Yeah. At one point, she was cast as Barbie. Can you imagine that?
I mean, no. I maybe as Kate McKinnon's role, except Kate McKinnon can do the splits and stuff. I don't think Amy Schumer can do the split. I'm not saying anything about her size. She can't act. She can't.
I can't.
If there was a paper bag on her, she couldn't act her way out of it.
Yeah.
Speaking of paper bags, let's go to our final score on Barbie. Coming in at number 3, you guys, IMDb gives us a 7.0. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 88%. Audience score 83%. This is the woke culture.
Mm-hmm.
We've established this. It checks boxes.
Yeah.
Rich, you gave it a 60. I gave it a 67. Our total average score 63.5. It's only a half a point higher than Devil on Trial, and that's because of the cast and the cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only, like I said, there's only a few points separating these movies, 2 and 5. If we'd have dropped those scores down, this movie would be down over by Tanked.
I'm just glad it didn't beat VHS, and
it didn't. And speaking of VHS, that's what's coming in at number 2.
Let's
take a look. So here's a clip from VHS.
Is that Beta?
Yep.
Nice.
So
I love that story,
dude. This was one of my favorite movies this week.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the best VHS movies since the original.
I agree. You made me watch them all.
I did.
You thought this was better than the original?
No. I said since the original.
Oh,
I would put this on par, maybe even a little better than 2.
Which was 99, right?
No, 99 was not
VHS 2.
It was VHS 2. So it was VHS, VHS 2, VHS Viral, VHS 94, 99, and now 85. So
whatever it was sucked.
The last two, 94 and 99, just blew.
Yeah, I didn't like those.
I didn't like them at all, and that's when Shudder kind of took them over.
Kind of how I felt about the Saw franchise. Like I lost interest after 3. They just lost me, and then they came out with Spiral, which kind of woke me back up on. Now I got to watch all 10.
Yeah, but no, definitely watch. Saw X was good. I enjoyed that a lot.
I like Saw X.
I'm gonna watch it, especially after you guys were talking about it.
And I'm not a Saw guy.
I really enjoyed all the stories in this.
I did too.
I found the ending phenomenal. I love the ending because I died laughing at the end. I died laughing. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, don't spoil. What I liked, first when I watched it, I thought I fell asleep. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't get the conclusion to the first tape, in the first video. I was like, I rewound it and I was like, oh no, it just went to a commercial.
Yes.
And that was funny. You actually get these 80s commercials in the middle of this.
Yes.
I was like, dude, I remember that commercial.
It was great. It was great. I love everything about this. I mean, I really enjoyed all the storylines on them. I really enjoyed all the storylines on them.
It's one of the best ones, and it unfortunately, because these are all low budget independent horror films, so score wise it's not scoring that high. But this was very enjoyable. This was almost an anthology. It was they play one thing, like bits and pieces of one thing all the way through, so you get that anthology. They had that one, the first video breaks up into 2 pieces.
Yes.
So there's a second part to it that you don't realize.
Yes.
So like halfway through the video, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
and it was the squirt gun. So when I saw the squirt gun, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, dude, and I'm not going to give anything more than that. You watch this one. This was,
and this goes back to our saying that we don't want actors in these movies. We don't want
horror movies. We don't want a cast that we recognize. And there were a few people that I recognized.
Yeah.
And I wanted to point out this guy
detective.
here.
Yep, the detective.
Yeah. So he was in the series Bull.
Yeah.
And
as
Vinny Colon. And I was like, as soon as I heard his voice, I knew exactly who he was.
Oh yeah.
And then there's Richard Beltry, who's in the one that goes through the whole thing with the alien.
Yep.
And I've seen him. He was in Nefarious.
Yeah.
Just recently that we watched, and a couple other things. But he's also a very, very good TV actor. And I think this translated really well.
It did.
There were, I wasn't disappointed with any of the videos. And usually what it's been like, mostly crappy stuff, and then you get like a couple of good ones. But there were 2, and I'm gonna highlight this one and this one, which was the one that breaks into 2 parts. I think those 2 could be feature films.
I agree. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
if they play them right, I think those 2 could be feature films. I love the concept, love the premise of them.
Yeah,
and I love how they put together.
The police detective.
Yeah,
if that was a movie, I'd pay full price.
I'd watch the shit out of that. That'd be great. It was funny when Ashley Simpson got caught live on stage. She did the hokey pokey dance.
Yeah, and then she turned around and walked herself off the stage.
She turned around and walked out.
What do you guys think of the announcement of the next VHS being in space?
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the same thing I said about Jason going to space and Hellraiser going to space, and it kills the franchise. Don't do it.
But see, I'll
even go next step. Cloverfield going to space.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Cloverfield paradox, wherever it was when they're in space. Exactly, it kills the franchise. It kills it.
There's a Cloverfield 4 coming.
I know I saw something
and it
about
is going to be directly off of the first one.
Oh,
good. Something about
good,
that.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. If they're gonna do it like that with the found footage and stuff, and it's a direct offshoot of the first one.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to have Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who was the main lead in 10 Cloverfield Lane. Like it's supposed to be a prequel for her.
That would be great.
But after the first movie, so kind of tying in those two.
That would be great.
That would be
I
interesting.
really enjoyed both of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, dude, I enjoyed this.
Buy this?
I think I'll buy it. If I get a physical release, I think I'll buy it.
Walmart to put that out.
Yeah, Walmart to put. If Walmart spits out a steel book of this, I'd get it.
You know they will.
Sure.
You bought the last steel book of it.
I bought 99 like a fucking idiot, but without even watching it, I was like, dude, but it's a cool looking steel book. And then I watched it, I was like, God, this sucks.
Yeah.
You bought Skinamarink too, so
I bought Skinamarink on DVD. I don't feel too bad about that. I still paid $10 for it. But,
I still gotta see Skinamarink. You know that is considered the number 3 scariest movie.
Yeah,
ever. And
no, it was
a score where they check your heart rate, your blood pressure, and everything while you're watching the movie. It's actually ranked number 3.
Yeah, because you're like, what the fuck am I watching? And you're staring at a fucking wall.
Yeah,
like you're getting pissed because you had to pay money to see this.
I was so happy that Sinister was number
F9
1.
F9 going to space in a Fiero. I called that, by the way.
Yes, he did.
after the 8th one, I was like, in the 9th one, they're going to space.
Yeah, when me and Dave were doing this, he called that. He's like, they're gonna go to space and they're gonna bring back his brother and all this other stuff. And I was like, and also I'm watching the movie, like, fucking Dave was right. God damn you, Dave.
God damn it, Dave.
Ruined the movie before I even see it.
Right?
Spoiled it and I didn't even watch it.
So what are highlights on this, man?
Our highlights on VHS 85, coming in second place. I mean, really just solid scores across the top. So our highest scores are 8s. We gave 8s to the story, the cinematography, and the wild card as a horror movie. We gave 7s to the ending. I gave a 7 to the plot. You gave a 6. You gave a 7 to direction. I gave an 8. We both gave 6s to music. We both gave 3 to the cast. Unfortunately, that does hurt the score, but it doesn't hurt the enjoyment of the movie because I prefer not to have like a heavy cast that will distract you from a horror film.
Yes.
I did. I spoiled it 2 years in advance. Yeah, but that's okay. I was kidding. I was just like, what are they going to do? They have submarine.
I think you're watching the show one day.
All this kind of stuff. Next thing you know, I was like, okay, so 9's they're going to be in space. It's going to happen. They're going to be in space. And I was like, holy shit, they went to space. It was like, no freaking way. But
he even called the brother, which threw me off. I was like, how
called the brother too?
I was like, how'd you get that, Dave?
Because they always bring somebody back.
Yeah. You didn't say it was gonna be John Cena, but
I didn't know it was gonna be John Cena. He didn't call me, but but it was actually not a bad casting job for picking him as the brother. That wasn't too bad. I liked him better in the 10th movie. I also called in the 10th movie, and I'm not going to spoil that because I don't know who's seen it. But I also called somebody coming back in the 10th movie.
Bitch, get down. It's a cat.
Yeah.
How was the 80s portrayed? Well, no 1990 cars in the background. You know, I honestly say the 80s were portrayed pretty damn well in VHS 85. Yeah. I mean, they had the 1980s Winnebago. They had, I mean, it was very, very 80s. They did a really good job.
And you don't get a whole lot of technology in it. Or background stuff.
Also, one of the movies, one of the segments in here, they talk about the Mexico City earthquake.
Yes.
Oh,
which happened in 1985. It was an 8.0 earthquake that friggin' devastated Mexico City.
Yep.
And one of the movies, that's the focal point of it.
I forgot about that one.
I was like, dude, I love it. They brought in like an actual moment in history and put it into the movie.
Yeah, it was. They did a good job. I really, like I said,
I
love
the whole thing with the VR because they had like a VR thing.
Oh
and
yeah,
that was like brand new.
Oh yeah,
and it was funny because he was calling it an iPhone, and I was like, dude, I remember that. I remember that. And it was cool. I thought this was well thought out.
I mean, the argument over beta and VHS. I mean,
yeah,
it was great.
Yeah,
it was great because we had
And
those arguments. And technically,
you guys have
better than VHS.
It's on Shudder. Definitely check it out.
This is definitely worth watching. I will probably buy it. I will buy it.
If you bought Barbie, you're gonna buy this.
Yeah,
all
and
I
I shouldn't have
is
bought Barbie.
AMC Plus, which if you subscribe to AMC Plus, gives you everything from Shudder. Has every single one of every single one of these, including VHS 85, on there right now. You can watch all of them right now. Every single one.
It's fairly cheap too.
Yeah,
it's like $6.
I pay $4 because it's part of my Prime membership, but
I pay it's $4 or $5 for the ads.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I enjoy because
you're a fan of The Walking Dead. It's got all The Walking Dead on there.
I couldn't get past the first season of The Walking Dead.
I love Walking Dead.
I watched too many damn zombie movies to watch The Walking Dead. That's basically. I'd rather watch Double Tap than The Walking Dead.
I understand that. I swear to God, I'm gonna murder these fucking cats. No one call Peter on me, please.
As the guy who played Dom's dad is a terrific actor, and he was awesome in the Mayans.
Yeah,
and the Sons of Anarchy.
I agree.
I did. He was good. I liked him.
Actor, I like him.
Yeah.
So you guys highlights across the board. It sounds like pretty good scoring, like mid range.
Yeah, this was a solid score all the way across. Nothing really lacking except for cast. That's the only thing that that just didn't make it. But yeah, I'd almost reverse the score for a horror movie because the cast isn't that good.
Yeah.
And we actually did that last year when we did our top horror movies. We reversed the scoring on that because we actually thought it'd be better to score. In that case, this would be a 7 for the cast because only a few people were recognizable. But let's go to our final scores on VHS 85. Coming in at number 2 this week, IMDb is giving this a 5.6. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 74%, audience score 68%. Rich, you gave it a 64. I gave it a 68 for an average score of 66.
I probably would have scored this probably a little bit higher than you guys, to be honest with you.
Made it home, got some venting to do.
Those got some venting to do, probably because of Barbie. So what is the number 1 movie for episode 41 here, Dave?
All right, the number 1 movie is...
Oh, it's a battle. Bam! And I'm not talking about no bullshit either. I'm talking about some Jean-Claude Van Damme ass-kicking shit.
Some Jean-Claude Van Damme ass-kicking shit.
Ass-kicking shit.
Dude,
this is great. The Burial, starring Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones on Prime right now, you guys. Now, I thought this was a horror movie because of the name. I was like, oh, The Burial, cool, another horror movie. I watched the trailer for it, and I'm like, shit, they ain't no horror movie.
Ain't no horror movie.
What the hell?
Rich making me watch now?
What the hell's Rich putting me in front of? I believe in the supernatural, but not the Warrens. They feel like cash-grabbing frauds with a number of disturbing accusations about their personal life. Yeah, we were talking about that. I'm glad you made it home, and I'm glad you're venting, Del. It's totally fine. So yeah, I liked this. This was good.
This made me remind me of Rainmaker. This is that movie that reminds me of Rainmaker. Like it kept you in the movie the whole time. There's always something that was happening.
Yeah. And that's something, it could be serious, it could be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like, you're like, okay, what the heck's going on? I love the cast in this.
The cast was amazing.
I'm not a Tommy Lee Jones fan, but he was actually good in this.
He was good in this.
Huge Tommy Lee Jones.
I'm a Tommy Lee Jones fan, but he really like downgraded for me with Men in Black 3.
Okay. Yeah,
it really seemed like he phoned that one in.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
But I liked him in this.
Me too. And this is a true story.
This is based on a true story. This is based on a true story. And
Jamie Foxx does a great job too.
Jamie Foxx does amazing in this movie.
He's good in this. I liked him.
Sometimes he's not a very good actor, but he was good. He was really good in this.
Now there's a line where he never crossed, and I liked it because he did not go stupid. He didn't, and he has with some movies. He's just gone stupid with his comedy.
Yeah,
and he didn't. He was funny, but he was smart. I think he really played the character well.
Yeah,
and I loved his relationship with his wife, played by Amanda Warren. She did a phenomenal job in this movie.
Yeah.
And
his mama was great in this movie.
His mama was great. I like the person who played. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones's wife. She was amazing in this.
She did good.
And
I loved the Tommy Lee Jones' lawyer.
Yeah, the white dude.
Alan Ruck.
Alan Ruck. Thank you. Couldn't remember his name. I loved him in this movie. I loved Jamie Lee Foxx's whole entourage. I think they played very, very well off each other. Jamie Foxx, this role right here reminds me of Ray. And how I felt how he portrayed the movie
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. Yeah. It really brought me back to when he played Ray Charles.
He was really good in this.
And I liked Journey Smollett, who played the opposing attorney.
Yes,
I like her no matter what.
It's so crazy seeing how grown up she is, man. I remember watching her as a little girl.
Yeah,
when she comes in this, I'm like, holy.
What was she, little girl in? I don't remember her from.
What the hell's it? She's been in tons of movies since she was a kid.
Oh yeah, I remember like, well, of course, what was her? Because I just recently saw her in Lovecraft Country.
Dude, that's where I first became aware of her, was Lovecraft Country.
But she was in Gridiron Gang in 2006. She did an episode of House. That's where I remember her. She was in Cosby. She was in 1988-99. She did 24 episodes there. She was really little. She did Eve's Bayou. She did it in NYPD 2. She was in Jack with Robin Williams. She was in Full House. Martin.
Oh
wow. She's been in tons and tons and tons.
I didn't know that. I just know her from Lovecraft Country and after that.
Temptation. She's in Birds
Roll Bounce. Yeah, she did Roll Bounce.
Oh, she's the mom in Lou. She's the mom in Lou. So you got
she was good in Lou. I liked that.
I liked her in Lou.
I think we reviewed that earlier this year, and we've done like 300 movies this year.
Roll Bounce, Spiderhead.
Yeah, but I like her. She's this was something different for her. I've never seen her do like a lawyer role.
Yeah.
So
she was stoic too. She had like a presence.
She was really good, and she could turn on a dime and be like, I'm gonna destroy you. And I was like, oh yeah, okay.
She's the little girl on the cover of Selma, Lord Selma from 1999.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've seen her grow up as an actress. It was really great seeing her in this role. But Del wasn't kidding. He had some venting to get out.
Yeah, he did. He's catching up on the video and leaving comments on the live.
That's good, Del. We appreciate it.
He had some covers, one of my favorites to use.
It's one of the best ones from Phase 5 for sure. I
agree with you.
Unfortunately, that's not saying a lot, but yeah, I just like I said, Angela Bassett deserved the Oscar, and I think she didn't get it because it's like, oh, she's in a superhero movie, we're not going to give it to her.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that's why.
Yeah, but dude, this movie was fantastic on all levels. This was not.
It was.
It wasn't because
it made me feel good after
courtroom dramas are awesome. I love courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
But sometimes they can get dry, like that Thanksgiving turkey that your grandma makes sometimes.
Yeah.
But this one wasn't dry because they threw in some wit, they threw in some humor, they threw in some stuff like some surprises with finding out certain things and stuff like that. They really kept you going throughout. And I liked that Alan Ruck was a little racist in the because it makes sense for the movie. Yeah.
Denounce your father.
Denounce your granddaddy right now. He's like, no. Yeah. Journey Smollett has been great in just about everything I've seen. Me too.
Yeah.
Burial was this is entertaining courtroom drama movie.
I like was great.
Stuck in it.
I like the ending. I like the story behind it. Unfortunately, after you get to the end, read the credits because there's something in the credits that you need to know about something that happened after that case. So definitely read the credits at the end.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed this a lot. This is my pick of the week.
I still enjoyed what he did with a lot of that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact about the real Willie Gary: earned his undergrad degree from my alma mater and his law degree from my wife's alma mater. Oh,
that's cool. That's what you were talking about. You got some stuff to talk about, Willie Gary. I see what Del was talking about last week.
Del's freaking awesome. He's one of my favorite people.
The only way people can get an Oscar for superhero movies is if the actor dies. Sad but true.
You ain't lying.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only way that you're going to get an Oscar is if it's posthumous.
And Heath Ledger so deserved an Oscar for his.
He did. But if heaven forbid, if he would not have done that and he would still be alive, he would not have won the Oscar.
I agree.
So I think he was hands down best actor for that.
I remember being in Chicago for a comic book convention when that was filming, and it was before he died. And some of the actors were there, and man, the fever pitch around this the second Nolan movie was fucking crazy. Are you guys familiar with Chicago at all, where the Rosemont Center is?
No, not as far as the
the lines were wrapped to see like Aaron Eckhart. There was like 3 or 4 of them there, just like wrapped around 2-3 times around the building to get. Just you had to get an armband to get into the hall to see it. And oh man, it was crazy. I have never seen something like that since then at a comic convention. I'll always remember that because you're like, and then shortly after, like a week or 2 later, he died.
A couple years ago, before I started college, Gary donated $10 million to the school. I know because they told me every single day of my freshman year.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yep, that sounds about right.
So how did you feel there was a point in this movie that it let you down at all?
No.
Right?
Yeah, like I said, there wasn't a slow spot. It didn't let me down. When it felt like it was starting to get dry in that courtroom, there was always some kind of humor or something happened to interrupt it and cause a ruckus. Especially with Tommy Lee Jones and Jamie Foxx and their interaction with each other, and then Alan Ruck, how he came in and did something different, and then how it went to Reggie. So it wasn't just the same person asking the questions.
Yeah.
And I dug how they went through that process. I like the jury. I like the jury's reaction. This was cool. It was fun. It wasn't trying to be as serious with the court case as you get from, like, A Few Good Men or Men of Honor or things like that. But that's not what
Michael B. Jordan. What was that called?
That was
where he civil rights lawyer.
That was like Just Mercy.
Just Mercy.
Yeah, Just Mercy. Yeah.
Good movie.
That was good. That was fun. That was a good movie. But that was more serious. There wasn't and I agree, the acting makes this. I think
I had no familiar with the case at all. I never heard
and I think that was my thing too. I didn't know about the actual case. So and when you say it's paint by numbers, it doesn't I'm not going to say it was predictable all the way across for me, but when I felt, hey, they need to insert something, they inserted something. It was like they knew when you were starting to lose the crowd. And this goes back to my wrestling days. When you start to lose the crowd, the referee kind of goes, okay, you need to change this up, or we need to take it home. We're losing the crowd. And I think they caught that as they were filming. They were like, you know what, this is slowing down a bit. Let's insert something.
Yeah.
And then they did.
Yeah.
And
very well
so I think timing wise, they did a good job with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a long movie either.
You didn't realize you were sitting there watching this movie that long.
Yeah. Well, this is 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it.
No,
but you're like, holy cow, that was 2 hours, 6 minutes of my life. I didn't even realize that.
And if you guys do want to watch it, it is available on Prime Video.
Yeah. Very good. Very good movie. Prime original.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it.
So no box office numbers for this. It wasn't released. Russia didn't get this one, you guys.
Yeah,
so,
Russia didn't get this one. This one
Australia did.
Neither did Australia or New Zealand. I didn't get a chance to say what's up to Huck. Huck, my friend, thank you so much for dropping in.
We always appreciate
seeing you.
So what were your guys' highlights of this movie?
Still need to do my top 5 duos. Okay. Highlights of this movie. Rich and I both gave 10s to the cast and the wild card for this one. I gave a 10 to the music. I loved the soundtrack here.
What with the 10 being in the wild card, what genre do you put this in?
I put drama.
Crime drama?
Yeah, this is a drama. Yeah, this is a courtroom drama.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Sorry, Dave.
And IMDb just calls it a flat drama, but there is some comedy elements. But as far as the wild card score, I scored it as a drama.
Yeah.
So Rich, you gave 9s to the acting, ending, and story, and I gave a 9 to the story. I also gave 8s to acting, ending, script, and direction, which you gave 8s also to script and direction. So this, like I said, this was the best movie of the bunch. I really liked and was surprised by VHS 85.
Oh, yeah.
But this is definitely my pick of the week.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, last week when you said you were talking about Barrel, I was like, oh my God, that's a great movie.
Yeah. So what? And it's a private channel.
I was expecting like the Ryan Reynolds buried in the coffin. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that somebody was buried alive and they were trying to get out. And I was like, okay, cool. I can't wait to see this. It's going to be a horror movie. And then, I saw the trailer literally right before I watched the movie and I was like, no, that's not what I thought. But then I was like,
popcorn, damn it.
That's not. I have the wrong snack for this.
I got to change my whole snack menu now.
I got to change my whole snack profile. I got to switch to soda. I had my tea and I had my popcorn ready, and I was like, damn it, I got to switch to M&Ms.
Twizzlers.
I got to switch to M&Ms and Twizzlers and switch to Coke Zero. And I was like, God dang it, I got to switch all my stuff. But no.
There it went.
That was empty, so thank goodness for that. I didn't want to spill on my keyboard again.
Caveman, I just watched K Mutiny Court Martial yesterday. Great movie. I've
never seen it.
I was just looking through. It came through on because Paramount Plus Showtime are together now. It just came through on my, recommend to watch list on there, and I was like, "Whoa!" So I watched it. Great movie.
It's so funny.
Del, I love you, brother.
So Del saying he spent a lot of time inside William Gary.
I wasn't gonna say it like that.
No, I'm gonna say it.
But I spent a lot of time inside William Gary. All right, Del. Now, I bet So yeah, he paid for that $10 million donation.
So what
are final they paid Del $10 million to be inside Willie Gary?
Let's take a look at our final scores. All up in him. First, he entered the premises, and then he entered the premises. So let's go to our final scores on The Burial, you guys. This is on Prime right now. I definitely recommend this as a watch.
Yes.
But let's take a look. IMDb gives this a 7.1. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 90. Audience score 83. Rich, you gave it an 82. I gave it an 84. Average score 83, taking our top spot.
That's great.
That is 15 points higher than the one before it.
That's a great score, man. That's a really good score for this movie.
Good score.
Yeah.
Did Ken allow you to use that one? Oh, and he entered sideways.
So, everybody knows there's an actor strike going on, and movies get shuffled, delayed a year. And we've been looking at the theater schedule, and there's really not a whole lot.
There's nothing much going on.
We got the Marvels in a couple weeks.
Yeah. I think that's Aquaman. The next one we're seeing in the theater is the Marvels.
Yeah. And then Aquaman in December. I can't think of anything right off the
other one. Oh, the Hunger Games one. And
Napoleon. The Hunger Games. Let me look at the schedule.
But Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, we're watching for the 29th of November, and then Napoleon's also the 29th of November.
Yeah,
Hunger Games?
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Yeah, there's a new Hunger Games. It's a prequel.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw something about that. I haven't actually watched the trailer for it yet.
Yeah.
Is that in theaters?
Yeah.
It's going to be in theaters. I don't know what the date is on it. I think it's the 10th or something.
Yeah, something. Well, I have it down for the 29th, but it's a couple weeks probably before that.
Yeah, it comes out the 17th. It's released the 17th in the theater. Nope. The Hunger Games are not over. They're just beginning again.
Yeah.
With the story of Snow. It's like his story in the past. So
interesting.
It looks interesting.
It does.
I'm interested. I was a fan of the books. I like the movies. So I'm down to watch this.
So
I'm having second thoughts about Napoleon though, but I think I'd rather watch in the theater than watch the 4-hour version that they're going to release on streaming when it comes out.
Yeah.
So they already made a Hunger Games prequel. It's called Battle Royale. Battle Royale is fucking amazing. That's like one of the best Japanese horror films ever.
Dave turned me on to that one. We talked about action films one day, and he made me watch that. That was so fucking good.
Yeah, that thing's brutal, man. And they're all 7th graders.
Yeah,
and I'm like, man, but yeah, no, Battle Royale is awesome. And yeah, okay, Hunger Games is kind of like that, but It's not. It's like shooting a bullet and throwing it compared to Battle Royale. But anyway, so what have we got on the lineup for next week, Rich?
Yeah. So next week is the the 1st. We got the next few weeks, next month. Like I said, it's gonna be light on movie theaters. It's gonna be heavy on streaming. Netflix is
streaming.
A lot
of Netflix stuff. Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to a lot of it because their quality is slowly but surely getting better. But next week we have Fair Play, which is on Netflix. We got The Mill, which is on Hulu.
Yeah.
We got Pain Hustlers, which is on Netflix.
Netflix.
The Dive, which is a Blu-ray and a digital release.
Yeah.
And Ballerina on Netflix.
That was so good.
Right?
I just watched that yesterday too. So good.
When Evil Lurks on Shudder.
Evil Lurks. Yeah.
And then we got a movie. Okay, I take it back. We do have one that's hitting theaters and streaming at the same day. And that's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Well, Five Nights at Freddy's. We just inserted that one in.
Yeah.
But it's getting released in the theater and on streaming at the same time.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Peacock.
Yeah. We're gonna watch it on streaming.
So we're gonna have 7 movies next week.
We're gonna have a 7-bagger next week to hopefully close out some of these horror movies.
I might have the kids come over and watch that Five Nights at Freddy's. Just have like a little watch party in the house, because I used to get my kids those freaking creepy ass stuffies that they had.
And if you want to know what the fall
technology will not be better than the previous films they did with the Star Wars prequels. Yeah, it didn't look like it. It was interesting. The way when the trailer happened, it looked like the technology was a little bit lighter. And I love that Viola Davis is in it.
Yeah.
I'm so in for her. She's amazing.
And I'm going to give them the movies for November 8th too.
Okay.
We have a Netflix documentary called Sly, which kind of it looks fantastic.
Sylvester documentary, yeah.
And then we got Dave's favorite movie of the year. He's gonna love it. Strays, which was in theaters, and it's on Peacock now.
I fucking died laughing at that movie, bro. I know it has talking animals name, but it's worth it.
And then we got Awareness on Prime Video. We have Desperation Road, which is a digital release. We have Naiad, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. It's on Netflix, and it's doing a small theater run too, but I think it's already in theaters now. And then we got Retribution, which is a Liam Neeson movie that you've seen already, and I watched.
Yeah. I saw it on a Mystery Movie Monday. So Dell says Netflix is putting out Leave the World Behind. Julia Roberts and Mahershala
I already have that on the list, Dell. And that is
looks good.
Shit.
I think it comes
December
out
13th. I have it on the schedule.
November 13th.
Yep.
Dave, I'm just gonna tell you, Strays is the adult version of Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
Like Homeward Bound, dude.
No, I didn't like Homeward. I was a big Homeward Bound fan myself, but I watched Strays, and I told my 13-year-old daughter that she needed to watch it without watching it first. Don't let your old daughter watch it. Just gonna put it out there. That is not a movie.
Dave's gonna love this. This is easily his pick for the Faces for Radio Awards. Surprise hit of the year.
That's gonna be my stinker of the year, and I haven't even watched it.
I know you don't like talking animals, bro.
I do not like talking animals.
I know you don't, but
I don't like Will Ferrell, and I don't like.
Wait till you see my score for Strays.
If you get past talking animals, I think you might actually laugh a lot in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it scoring very high, to tell you the truth, but it was a really good laugh the other day. I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't let my daughter watch this. Why did I say that?
Because you just see the animals, like, oh, this is a kid-friendly movie, man.
Oh yeah, you're just you see it's strays, it's dogs, they're having to get. I mean, yeah, you should watch that. It just came out, and of course my daughter's going, oh, I've been wanting to watch. It's like, put it on Peacock. It's right there. Just watch it. Yeah. And then when I watched it, I'm like, why did I tell my daughter to watch this? Oh my god,
what the hell happened?
Oh, I should have watched it first.
What did I do?
So where can you find us to listen to us in the car at, Dave?
Oh, much like our Spirits of Spirits page, you can check us out on Spotify for podcasting. They take the audio portion of this live cast and they put it out on all the streaming services like Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Castbox, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. They take care of us. They sponsor us. They give us extra sponsors once we get more followers. So if you guys have not followed us already, please go to the Faces for Radio podcast featuring the 4K Lowdown and Turner Fan 77. It is available, but follow us on Spotify because that's where we get the most credit. But you can listen to us on any of those. It would be awesome. We also want to thank StreamYard. They take our live cast and they multicast it on just like Spirits of Spirits. They take us, and unfortunately, they couldn't put us out on Facebook today. They're having some kind of an issue with scheduling. So we are only available on YouTube and Twitter, but we're also on Turner Fan 77's YouTube channel. So you can check us out in either one of those, but we usually run on Facebook as well. And then you guys, we have what? So we have something coming up Monday on Turner Fan 77's channel.
We are not supposed to even watch this today, which is my Kevin Smith show I do with the Bearded Four Eyes Man, Adam, and Dave joins us a lot too. So he'll be joining us this Monday, and we're going to be talking about Kevin Smith's Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Right? So
yeah, Ben Affleck, Liv Taylor.
Oh, Liv Tyler. That's right.
Liv Tyler.
Little J-Lo.
Barely. Barely J-Lo.
So that's going to go on at 8:30 over on my YouTube channel, Turner Fan 77. So that's Monday, 8:30.
Awesome.
Central Time.
Yeah, Central Time.
6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. I'll take care of the time zones for you, bro. And then next week, on the 1st, Faces for Radio presents By the Numbers episode 42, which remember we got 7 movies to watch. The last thing I want to do, the train's here. Woohoo! Last thing I want to do, speaking of dogs, is I want to say goodbye to my dog Squirt. She passed away yesterday. Unfortunately, she was killed, and I'm a little upset about that. But this show helped me out a lot, so I want to appreciate you guys for sticking with me on this. And but I wanted to say goodbye to my dog Squirt and thank her very much for the 4 years that she gave me. And as soon as my wife is ready for another dog, then we'll go ahead and get another dog.
Yeah,
let's go. It is time to go. I would love to be a part of Jersey Girl.
Join us, man.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, bro.
Gotta love the replays.
What movie made Rich top 5? That was Barbie.
Oh, come on. yeah.
No, if anything, it was The Burial. The Burial was the best one, but I don't think it quite makes his top 5. It's probably like 6. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, it was very sudden and very upsetting when it happened. So yeah, I had to bury her yesterday afternoon. So now we are without a dog. So we have no dogs in the house, and
weird too.
It's weird. I don't think I haven't been without a dog in almost 20 years. So it's really odd to have a house with no animals. But Jay,
thank you, Jay.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. As soon as we get Killers of the Flower Moon in the books, which will probably be after it comes out on streaming, I think.
Yeah.
Once we have it scheduled, then we'll hit you up to be on the show.
Yeah.
But okay. So I want to thank everybody for showing up, sticking with us, watching us live. Thank you, everybody who watches us on replay. Please like, subscribe, turn your notifications on if you haven't already. Check us out on Spotify. Go to Turner Fan 77's channel and follow him as well. And also, if you feel up to it, you like the paranormal, if you're interested, check out Spirits with Spirits.
Yeah.
We will do our live Halloween special on Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's myself and John. We're going to be we're looking at all kinds of videos, pictures, audio files, all kinds of stuff, anything I could find on social media that we can use. I grabbed it. I'm editing it. I'm putting it on, and then we're going to see if it's real or fake, or by our opinion. And we'd love to have guests on the show. So if you guys want to join in the fun, we will put our StreamYard link so you guys can actually join in the conversation, or you can stay on the chat if you want to. So,
and thank you, John, for joining us tonight, man. We appreciate it. It was fun.
But yeah, because he was like, he texted me like a while back, and he goes, "What movies do you have for the show tonight?" And I told him the movies, and he never responded. And I was like, "All right, well, I don't know what that's gonna be." So it's just awesome. At least the ground wasn't frozen. No, the ground was not frozen, but it's very rocky. But fortunately, she was only 2 pounds, so I don't have to dig a very big hole. Caveman's gonna be there. Appreciate it, brother. And Dell just subbed to you, John. So
thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you get a chance,
they got great stuff over there, man. If you on a Friday night when they do their stuff, man, it's some good stuff. And it's sometimes a little creepy. Creeps me out a little bit.
That's because it likes to say your name, Rich.
It likes to talk to you, bro. It likes to call you out. That's pretty funny, but
and you guys capture shit on camera too, right?
Yeah, we do. We capture shit during the show, which has been.
Did you see the video we shared during the show?
I don't think I have.
Oh, just got a plant swinging in my house. Like, I mean, it's
plant swinging. We get, I've still got to put the giggle. We had an actual audible giggle when I was talking about the round schoolhouse ruins in Japan.
Yeah,
and I said the locals don't want to go here. And then I hear like in the microphone, like a giggle.
It was crazy.
Really?
Crazy.
See, if you like paranormal shit, go to their channel. It's got some good stuff.
Crazy stuff. There's spirit energy. There's orbs flying around John all the time.
I actually saw two this show, and you haven't seen me swat at flies tonight. So
no, I had a couple of flies, but we had a shadow figure that we did not catch on tape.
That was crazy.
I was like a shadow figure walked in front of his camera, and his camera is like right on his desk.
Blocked my light. Like like all my light disappeared, and then it cast an actual shadow on the wall as it walked by.
He caught the shadow. I caught the figure, and I was like, dude, what the hell was that? I thought somebody walked in front of his camera, and it's like, there's no way anybody can walk in front of my camera. Because it would completely block the camera out.
They got some good scary shit going on the channel.
We get some crazy stuff, especially lately. The last couple of months have been really crazy.
And your TikTok's blowing up too, right?
Oh, the TikTok's doing amazing. I appreciate
doing pretty well.
Joining in.
I like the response we're getting for my history and lore videos. Those are turning out really good.
We got 880 something hits on just the little freaking thing I threw up there.
Your little blurb got like 800 and something hits, and I was like, cool. And the lore on the Tennessee Wildman got like 4,500 hits, and I'm like,
I think we're at 4.5 or 4.6 now. Like every day it goes up by point something, so it's
100 or so. Yeah, it's crazy. But it's just it's the nature of the thing. It's like, but our page has grown quite a bit. Spirits to Spirits page grown quite a bit, in the recent months. So it's been awesome, and we really like working with Scare Network TV. That's been a blast.
You guys go download that app. It's free.
Yeah, we do exclusives for them. So we do our live show. Like we're gonna do probably longer than normal, like we did for the 13th show this week. Yeah, going through these videos and stuff.
I've got a special drink for Friday night, bro.
Oh, dude.
Shit. Dave's gonna be picking his nose.
There may be some nose picking and eye covering. I'm gonna have to like tie my hands or something.
I'm thinking about getting one of those little seltzer drink stand things where you just push a button and it makes your nice little
and
drink
it bubbles it
for you.
Like
It bubbles and cold.
Well, just get a keg. Just get a mini keg. Put it on your desk.
Yeah, we'll just tap the keg and
I did that.
Oh, you did that? Yeah, he had the little barrel on his desk.
I was just all popping. Yeah, dude, that shit's scary.
Yeah, he drank about half of that thing. It's like, dude.
That's awesome. See, they have
funny.
a lot of fun and talk some scary shit.
Yeah, we keep it light because me and Dave both are humorous in nature. We like to joke around about stuff and even make fun of paranormal stuff that happens. And but we also serious at the same time because this stuff affects a lot of people every single day, man. I mean, the last poll I saw just for the United States, I think they said 79% of the people in the United States now believe in something paranormal. Whereas if you would have checked that 10 years ago, that was less than 50%.
Yeah.
So I think, and if we can help people while we discuss things, kind of get that way, it kind of opens their mind and get some clarification of what they might be going through. That's all great. But really, we're just reviewing it, sharing our experiences while we review it, how we feel about places, and then of course, score and see how bad that place is or how bad that cryptid is. Or next season's going to be haunted objects and aliens, more aliens. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And freaking me and Dave, we just love doing it. And
you can tell. You can really tell you guys love doing it. It doesn't seem phoned in. Your chemistry, the laughing.
Oh yeah.
You could tell you're having fun.
Yeah, no,
that is what it's all about.
That it is. That's what it's all about. And just like Rich and I, we do this by ourselves, but it's more fun to have the interaction with the audience, which is why we love doing the live stream on Spirits to Spirits. We love the interaction there as well. And we don't get that so much on Scare Network because they watch it later, and then but we look at the views on Scare Network and we're like, okay, they're watching the show, so that's cool. I can recommend a Kentucky Burnout. Bourbon. That's better.
I thought that was something you get after.
I was like, are you talking about yourself, caveman, or are you the Kentucky Burnout? But yeah, he likes his bourbon. I like my tequila, and I try to stay away from sake. That sake infused vodka really messed me up. That was the drunkest I got on the show.
That was so funny.
But
we can't be drunk at the same time like that again.
No, we can't be. We can't both be drunk. Some of us, someone's got to run the show.
Yeah, John was yelling at me because I didn't log in, and
God damn it! What are you doing? I go to the show.
For that song, man.
Yeah,
that was funny.
No, that was fun. This has been fun, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for jumping in, but we're gonna jump out.
Thank you again, John, for being here with us tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
It's been great. You can come by every week if you want to, and we can talk about movies. But for Rich, John, and myself, we're gonna say goodbye. You guys be safe, take care, and we'll see you next time on the Faces for Radio podcast.